Hey friends, it's your girl Terry here. Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. It is the weekend, and that means it's time to film my empties video. And I gotta tell you, I've got quite a bit here because this is actually a span of 2 weeks because I was working on some videos last week and I just got pooped out. I ran out of steam and didn't make it to film my empties video, and I told myself I would do it on Monday, and then Monday came and went and I didn't get it done. So I told myself I would do it on Tuesday, and then Tuesday came and went, and before you know it, it just got away from me. So this is 2 weeks. I may have some here that I don't remember a ton about, but I will certainly try. If I can't, we'll just move on. But anyway, if you're interested in hearing about my empties, and I will tell you, I have candles in this video as well, because I only have four candles, so I thought I would just include them here rather than separate them out. So I have candles, I have vendor wax, and I have a couple pieces of retail wax, not too many. So if you're interested in seeing what I got through the last 2 weeks, stay tuned. Okay, guys, while I was gathering my things together, someone has made it into the frame. Little Miss Jersey there. She is here for her weekend visit. I'll have her clean through tomorrow. It's Sunday and I'm filming this. I'll have her through tomorrow because my daughter works at a hospital, so she's got to go in. She usually works from home, but once a month they have to do 4 times a month they go in, but once a month they have to go in on Monday. So I'm working from home because I'll be back on puppy duty. I just was on puppy duty on Friday, so I just can't wait. I feel like insert that Eminem song here, like, really, I love her. I adore her. She's a lot of work. And she makes me laugh, so she keeps me young that way. But she ages me by 10 years with all of her antics and everything else she does. But she will be here. So all that to say, Jersey will be staying one more day because she usually goes home on Sunday evening. Oh, baby girl. All right, we'll start with non-wax items. I finished up 2 bags of my favorite cotton balls that you apparently no longer can get. The Super Jumbo from Target. I do have the fan on low, so you'll see some things blow around. The air is on, but I like to have a fan on too. So you'll probably pick up that background noise. I'll try to remove what I can. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make her snoring any less loud than it usually is. So hopefully you don't mind the free puppy. I call her a puppy even though she's 6 years old, but they're all puppies to me. The free puppy ASMR. Anyway, finished up 2 bags of those, and I also finished up a bag. Like I said, this was 2 weeks, and I had already started these bags. So also another bag of Swiss Burst cotton balls, which is kind of my fill-in since I can't find my Target cotton balls. I still like Target ones better, but they don't seem to be returning. I don't know why it is. Every time there's a good thing on the market, it goes away. But so it is. Also installed a wallflower in my private bath. This is No Diving, which I believe is a new scent at Bath & Body Works. This is Poolside Splash, Sunscreen Spritz, and Chlorine Breeze. Yeah, this is basically a sunscreen scent. This is booming in my bathroom. I don't even have my scent control wallflower turned all the way up. I'm really enjoying this one. So if you like sunscreen scents, this is like strong sunscreen. I don't get a ton of the chlorine note. I kind of wish it was a little bit more of that chlorine in it. But I like sunscreen scents, so I'm fine with that. And I also finished up 2 hand soaps from Bath & Body Works. This is a leftover from winter called Winter. Most of you know what Winter is. This is Spiced Orange, Fir Balsam, and Clove Buds. This is one of my favorite winter scents from Bath & Body Works. One of those scents where I'm so happy to see soy companies start picking this up as far as candles. And so I don't have to buy this scent from Bath & Body Works anymore because I don't get the greatest performance of my Bath & Body Works candles. But so happy that I will continue to purchase the soap because I still like my Bath & Body Works soaps. So, yeah, they're my favorite, so I will still buy those. And I also finished up a sweet tea and lemonade. I love that packaging. It's so bright and vibrant and happy feeling. This is brewed sweet tea, fresh squeezed lemons and sugar crystals. That's exactly what it smells like. And it's another one that I really love. And another one that's also in a candle. If you are looking for a good tea fix in a candle, I highly recommend Kringle's Herbal Tea. It's a great one, and it's a strong performer, and they have released it in a 4-wick, which I did buy. I haven't lit it up yet. Wasn't really necessary to get in a 4-wick, but Kringle is releasing their 3-wicks very soon. We are right on the edge, so by the time this goes up, that will already have happened. But there are some pictures out there of what's coming up, and I plan to buy a couple, especially Coral Sands, because it is rumored to be a Pink Sands dupe. So I'm going to pick that up. The jar is just, chef's kiss. It's beautiful. And I think I'm going to try the American Pie, which I plan to skip because I thought it was going to be pretty similar to Kringle's warm apple pie. But the ambassador's thoughts are starting to come in. It sounds like it could be a little different. So I think I'm going to try that. I'm not sure about the others. I got to pay closer attention to what scent notes are, but I don't think a ton of them sounded like my vibe, but some of them, the labels are getting me. It kind of has like a very patriotic theme. Some of the labels do, and they're beautiful. And I'm excited about trying the 3-wicks. All right, guys, so this is the part of the video where I usually do candles, but I'm going to let the candles sit for a little bit because I have one that I just put out maybe 15 minutes ago, and it's a soy candle, so it hasn't quite set yet. I don't want to hold it over for another week, so I'm going to talk about candles maybe at the end of this video, but we'll see how much it has set after I talk about the retail wax. But unfortunately, I only have a couple of retail wax, so probably not very much, so I have a feeling it's going to wait to the end. Both my retail wax items here are from Kringle. This is the Daylight Cherry Blossom. These are being replaced. Again, by the time this video goes up, I should show you closer. That will already have happened. But these are being replaced by a little tin cans that are going to be bigger. And they're going to cost more, of course, because you're going to get a little bit more wax. I think the tins were 3.3 ounce. And these are 1.5. So they're going to be more than twice this. So a pretty good way to sample something still. And kind of in line with what a wax melt would cost. I think these wax melts are $5. So if you'd rather do the burn experience than the melt experience, because sometimes the experience can be different, that would be a good thing to try. I'm hearing they're going to be $7. But yeah, those are going to replace these. But this basically was a candle. I tend to melt these. That's why the wick is gone. But you can see that there used to be a wick there. So I remove it and I put it in a candle crock. This doesn't have scent notes, but this is a floral, of course. I don't know what's wrong with me this season, but I seem to be liking florals. Not all, so let's not get too excited. But I'm liking more and more. And I thought this was beautiful. This is kind of a low-key cherry blossom. This isn't like punch you, perfumey, in your face Bath & Body Works Japanese cherry blossom. Not even in the same league. This one's very soft. I'm actually working on the candle too, and I got to tell you, I wish the candle was a little bit stronger. It's not the 100% soy version. It's actually Kringle's old soy blend. I have a 3-wick left over. I'm trying to get through some of my older 3-wicks from Kringle that are still soy blend. I've been doing this huge candle organization project downstairs, going through so many candles, getting rid of so many. I've been selling them on Mercari. If you're interested, I will post a link. Yeah, selling them on Mercari. I've been giving some to my daughter, giving some to her friends, but mostly trying to get a little bit of my money back because, let's face it, over the years, I have spent a ton of money on candles, and I wouldn't be too sad about getting some of that back, right? So I've been working on this huge project. I got some new shelves down there, working on displaying them, and honestly, you guys, it's like a little candle store down there. Like, literally, it's like walking to Yankee Candle. You could go in and go shopping. But it's okay. That's what makes me happy. I mean, other people spend their money on other things, and I happen to spend mine on candles and wax. So, you do you, I do me. That's just how it is. But anyway, I really enjoyed this one. Just wish it was a little bit stronger, but it's really soft cherry blossom scent. Has some creaminess going there too. So I would say it's more closer to Yankees pink cherry and vanilla. Is that what it's called? I could be wrong, but I did it recently. It's more closer to that than it is to Bath & Body Works Japanese cherry blossom. And I also did coral in the wax melts. I've been hearing so many things about this. When it originally came out, I just passed up on it thinking, it's not really me. It is one of those clean, fresh scents. And because so many people are saying so many good things about it, I was like, I have to try it. I have to say, you can tell that Kringle is doing more soy in their wax. There's a lot more residue left in the clam. So some of these new pours, I can definitely tell there's more soy. I don't know if it's 100% soy, but it is a lot softer. I mean, not too soft. It comes out in the mold just fine, but you can tell that it's more. And I'm actually having pretty good performance. So I think they've played some. I know Mick has mentioned before, the owner of Kringle, which, by the way, he's going to be doing a live with Philly Candleman this week. Again, this will be up too late, but hopefully you tuned into that. Let me know your thoughts below, what you thought. But he's going to be talking about the new 3 wicks. I hope he mentions the wax melts too. But I know he's mentioned before about playing with the consistency of these and struggling with, making these in 100% soy wax. So I don't know that they're 100% soy, but you have companies like Caramel Sundays and Gift Gala that are doing them in 100% soy. So maybe, I should probably check out the product page and see what it says. But this is a really lovely scent, you guys. But I gotta tell you, this isn't throwing real strong in my kitchen. I should preface all of this by saying you're gonna hear me probably sound like a broken record here with I'm missing the throw. It wasn't very strong, yada yada, because guess what time of the year it is? The time when the air conditioning is on. And if you know, you've been with me since last year, I cried, had some temper tantrums about how I could not get some of my favorite wax to throw in my house while the air conditioner was on. You've got ceiling fans going. I actually don't have a ceiling fan on this floor, which is my main level where I do my wax, so I don't have that. Maybe that would help. I don't know. But I do have them going on upstairs, and I do have wax going on upstairs, but I do have air conditioning going, so it's flowing. And if you have a wax warmer near that AC flow, any vent nearby, it's definitely going to affect that. It's probably not going to melt that wax. And then also, the cooler temperature in the house also affects certain warmers depending on placement. I move things around, yada yada, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So you're going to hear that. I will just tell you, take it with a grain of salt, because just because it's not performing for me with the air flowing like it is without those variables, it may be a different situation. It may be a different performance matter. So I say all that to say you may hear me complain, but it could very well be these variables that are affecting that. But anyway, this one is not performing that great in my kitchen. I can smell it when I'm close, but it's not throwing in my kitchen. Again, it could be the air. I have it going 3 cubes in my candle crock, and I have a cube in a very hot plate warmer. I have a cube in my Scentsy Simply Diamond warmer, which punches out Kringle wax. I never have a problem with it. And I have a cube in, actually I have it in 2 cubes in 2 Simply Diamond warmers. One's actually my slate warmer, but they're the same warmer. One's gray, one's white. So they're in good warmers, and I don't usually have a problem with those. It's just, I don't know. I'm kind of wondering, should I go ahead and try the 4 wick in this? I do like the fragrance. Nice, fresh, clean, semi-beachy, but not like, it's so hard to explain. This is more like clean window air kind of beachy than it is like warm sand kind of beachy, if you know what I mean. It's not like sunscreen or anything like that. It is a beautiful scent. It's kind of like a hotel luxury kind of scent, honestly. But let me know what your performance is on this one. Do I need to get the candle? I don't know. Let me know. You guys, that candle still has not set. Soy wax takes longer to set. So I was thinking about maybe going ahead and starting my candles and it'll be set by then, but let's go ahead and do the vendor wax and then we'll talk about the candles. So I know a totally different spin on my normal empties videos, but we'll put the candles at the end today. I will try to timestamp everything so that you can skip around if you want to. Okay guys, we will start as usual with the ones or the vendors that have one-offs of Sassy Girl Aroma. I know, unusual for me to have Sassy Girl Aroma at the beginning of my video because I usually have more than one thing from her. This is White Worm, and I got this in her brick size, which is her little snap bar size, which I am loving that she's offering because it's given me a chance to try some scents that I've been curious about, and this one was one of them. Notes of butterscotch, sweet vanilla bourbon with a touch of bakery. As you can imagine, it's the bourbon note that had me a little scared and not willing to pay $11 on a brittle that I may not like. To the fact that she offered this in a little brick, I was loving that. This is actually going in my bedroom. Not at the moment, but I started it last night and I'll turn it back on tonight because I actually have Scentsy going up there right now. But I really enjoy this. This is quite heavy on the butterscotch and it's a nice butterscotch, like not to my nose cloyingly sweet, but I feel like I can tolerate sweets maybe a little bit more than some of you who may not be huge bakery lovers. Sometimes I'm still a little iffy with caramel, but I really liked this butterscotch note. It was strong. The bourbon is there, but I like the fact that it's a vanilla bourbon, so it kind of tones down that boozy note. So it's not astringent, it's not sharp. It really blended with the butterscotch really well. And I would say touch of bakery was true to form. I don't get a ton of bakery in it. I get mostly the butterscotch note with that really nice hint of depth from the bourbon. That was really nice. And I would buy that in a brittle now that I know I like it. Fizzy Pop Tangerine from thru Waxy Wonders. Been working through some of my thru, my old stuff. As you can see, the packaging, you know, the oils kind of get to the label and it kind of yellows after a while. I have a bunch of thru wax in the same bin. And this was very enjoyable, very strong, nothing earth-shatteringly different about it. It was fizzy pop, it was orange, and I enjoyed it. You know, I like orange scents. This one came through, and it was hella strong. I did one, this was 2 of her bunts. I did 1 bunt in my daughter's old room upstairs, which is about an average size bedroom. It did great. And then I did the second bunt in my kitchen and it did equally as great. I actually added the Bath & Body Works candle, which I have here, to the mix, and I would buy that again. Very good performer. Teddy Bees cleaning day. I did this earlier today. I ended up taking it out just shortly before I started this video, maybe about an hour ago, because it just was not performing great for me. I think Candace, a Wax Too Low, loves this one. I think. She'll have to let me know. I think that's one that she loves. This is bright citrus notes of lemon and tart lime, sweet honeydew melon, and the smell of clean sheets. This is from March of last year. I like this one. It is very clean, and I do detect the melon pretty well. But like I said, in my warmers, I did do the whole souffle in my open space, and you know me and Teddy Bees, we don't always communicate very well when it comes to my open space. And it just wasn't translating to my nose. Like, I was like, it's there. It's very much a background scent. And that's probably good for those of you who want to put something in for company or something. It smells clean. You definitely get that melon. I don't get a ton of the lemon and lime. It's there. Don't get me wrong. But I get more of the melon. And I get this clean kind of scent. And it almost has a little bit of a sharp note. It doesn't really smell like laundry or anything like that to me. But it is a clean, fresh scent. I like the scent. It was okay. I don't feel like I need this one again. But like I said, it just wasn't very strong in my open space. But I do think it was a good background scent, especially if you just clean house or you want the house to smell clean. This would be maybe your scent. Second spruce, I did bows, braids, and gingham. Oh my. This was part of her Emerald City pre-order last year. I don't think she's brought any of these scents back so far this year. This is from April last year. This is fresh citrus, sun-dried linen, wildflowers, orange blossom, marshmallow, and vanilla. I thought this was going to be killer. How cute is that? It looks like a little Toto. Oh my gosh. I thought this was going to be killer strong, you guys. Because I feel like these scents tend to be. But this was a little on the lighter end, which is so unusual for Second and Spruce. Although I have had some issues with some of the bakery after I let it sit too long. I just feel like I need to use it sooner when it comes to bakery. But that kind of translates across the board too. Because I've noticed that a lot of times bakery just doesn't hold up as well as scents like this one. But I expected this one to do well. And it was just okay. It was kind of like a background scent again. I did half of it in my open space, which is usually all I need, is half of her mini loaf to do my open space, and it usually booms. Sometimes it's even a little too much. A lot of times I can get away with a third of her mini loaf. I gotta tell you, when she snores in the back of my ear, I'm just like trying to keep my train of thoughts because I can hear her little snoring. Hi, baby. I really like it when she snores at the other end when I'm filming. What was I saying? Yeah, now that I went off and talked about her, now I forgot. I don't remember what I was saying. I guess it wasn't important, but this one, oh, I was mentioning how much wax I put in each spot. Yeah. So I did half a mini loaf in here. Not that strong. I could tell it was in the room when I would come and go. Then I could pick it up. Again, it could be the airflow. I did have the AC on because we are in our 90s here, so it's been hot. I did the other half of the mini loaf in my kitchen. I just put the whole thing. Actually, I didn't put the whole thing. Almost the whole thing in my candle crock. And then a big sliver in my hot plate. And I could barely smell it in the kitchen. I was kind of shocked because I didn't expect that. Rainbow Melt, Coladas at Night. This was one of her shape bags. This is Seaside Nights, which is what she calls her beach nights, which is a Bath and Body Works dupe, and Pina Coladas. This smelled exactly how you expect it would. Beach nights and pineapple, coconut, pina colada. That's exactly what it smelled like. It was nice. I don't know that I feel like I need it again, but I thought it was nice and it performed just fine even with my AC on. So Rainbow Melts does that. Her wax is pretty potent. All right, we're down to the ones I have at least more than one of. Let's do Zape first because Zape is closed and you can no longer get their wax. I did, this was from their Love My Beaches sampler Ferris wheel. Finished that up. It's kettle corn and saltwater taffy. I don't really love these kind of scents. I didn't really love this one, so that would not be a repurchase if I could get it. I also did Bora Bora. Been working on my Zape clams. I've been working through my Zape wax, trying to get through it all. Cocoa butter, coconut, and tropical fruits. I did this in my bedroom. I did do the whole clam. This was nice. The coconut in here is kind of a dry coconut. I kind of wish it was a little bit more creamier, but then there's kind of like that fine line when you mix a creamy coconut and fruit. Sometimes it goes a little nauseous, you know what I mean? Nauseating. It can go that way for me at least, but this was nice. I thought it was nice. I don't always love cocoa butter, but all of those scent notes mixed together, that was nice. And it performed at about a medium. I guess it's nice to kind of still talk about them because you could technically get Zape through D-Stashes. I know to this day, some of us, me included, are still buying Salt Mountain Melts wax through D-Stashes and seeing listings on Macari and stuff like that. So Zape could be one of those as well. So you still could get Zape that way, but you can't get it straight from the shop. And I don't see any way it's going to reopen. All right, Rocky Top Waxworks. I am just doing all I can not to go in and participate in one of her open box openings because they're just so good. And some of the notes or some of the scents that she's been posting about just sound so nice. And she's really good at summer scents. But I've been trying to slow my roll on what I bring in here. So I did Cocoa Tide. This is from last year. This is coconut milk and Tide. Fun fact, I was a Tide girl for as long as I can remember. I grew up with my clothes being washed in Tide. I actually started using Tide myself when I started living on my own, which I started doing at 17. Actually left my mom's house at 16, lived with my uncle for my senior year, moved out on my own at 17. Ended up with my daughter's father, had a kid. We were together first couple years of her life, and then I decided that had to end because it was a pretty bad relationship. And I was using Tide still at that time, but I eventually moved over to Gain. I'm a Gain girl now, but I still like the smell of Tide. And every once in a while, if Tide pods are on sale rather than Gain flings, I may still buy some Tide. But I thought this was nice. Tide with some added coconut, and it was strong on the coconut, so that was good. Beach Cookie Coma. This one is Chocolate Chip Cookie Coma, which is one of my favorite scents from Melanie. Toasted marshmallows and salty sea air. So Beach Nights and her Chocolate Chip Cookie Coma. This one was just okay. I don't know that I was huge on those scent notes mixed together, although it totally makes sense that they would be mixed together. But that one's just okay for me. Performed very well, though. And this one was my love from Rocket Tile Waxworks this week. This is Slush Puppy. And this is also from last year. This is Mountain Dew, Raspberry Lemonade, Blue Hawaiian, and Fizzy Pop. This was delicious. This was so strong. It smelled just like a slushie. Like blue raspberry cherry slushie. I loved it. I would definitely get that one again. I may have to take a peek and see if she's made this again, because that was really good. Everything Vice, I did the Everglades. This is kind of a messy bag. This was a sample that Lulu, the owner of Everything Vice, sent in an order of mine, and it kind of had melted in transit, so not terribly so. I mean, the shapes were still shaped up enough that you could take it out and put it in your warmer. They were super cute. There was like little hot pink flamingos, and there were little green alligators, and yes, you guys, if you ever have a chance, check out her Facebook group and look at some of the pictures of her wax. She is so talented. Like, she takes wax creation to a whole nother level. Check her out. She is something else. But this was a freebie. So this is Summer Days, which is, I do not know how to say this, but I'm guessing it's a perfume. That's a Barreto. Is a Spanish Barreto type. Passion fruit guava, peach nectar, coconut water, and pineapple. So that all sounded nice, although I didn't really know what this Summer Days was. I mostly get fruit from this. There's kind of a hint of something that comes across as a little bit like cologne, but this, I didn't think cologne at all when I put this in my warmers. I mostly got fruit. I definitely got the tropical fruit. So I got the guava, I got the passion fruit for sure. I did pick up the coconut water and the pineapple. It was just a really fruity, tropical concoction. It was nice, and it performed about a medium in my bedroom. But the shapes were so cute. And then I did White Lines from Everything Vice. This is one of her snap bars. Up close. This is White Linen, Salt Water, and Coconut. This one was okay. Kind of like your sunscreen type with like this cotton linen note. It was nice. Kind of like a cabana type of scent. It was nice. It wasn't overly strong. I could smell it, but it wasn't like boom. It was kind of like a low end of a medium. All right, Lavender and Speckles. I finished up a tub. I finished this up last night. Strawberry Clouds. This had been sitting in my stash for a little bit. December 2024. Strawberry Musk, Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. So Strawberry Musk is a pretty popular scent with Lavender and Speckles. It's basically strawberry pound cake mostly, with a touch of Bath and Body Works Iced Vanilla Woods. And even though I don't really like Iced Vanilla Woods, I do like her Strawberry Musk, which is already pretty strong and fragrant on its own. Add the BMC. This was just powerhouse performance. It was a great performer, even with the AC flowing. I mean, if I find these little powerhouse ones, they still do manage to perform. They still do manage to flow throughout my zone here. That one was really good, and I would repurchase this one again. Then I've got some clams from Lavender and Speckles. She had a pre-order this past weekend. It's already closed now, but it was all I could do not to go in and buy, because she was offering her clams and some samplers, and I didn't really want to get the samplers because they're not always my thing. I like them sometimes I don't, It all depends on what I'm in the mood to try. Sometimes when you do a sampler, you kind of get sick of a certain scent because usually the sampler is based on that scent. And I kind of get sick of it sometimes, but I just want to finish it because I've started the sampler. And so sometimes I'm just not in the mood for them, but then sometimes I kind of am. So it all depends on what I feel like. But in this week in particular, I really wasn't feeling samplers. So I didn't want any of those, but I did kind of want some of her clams because I really like them. But she wasn't offering a ton of scents, and so I went through the list, and I think I came out with 4. And I was like, I don't know that I want to spend $10 to ship 4. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, $10 is a good shipping price. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, I knew that I was going to be taking part in the Pharmacist's Daughter pre-order because she poured my Everyday as Halloween scent. And I knew I was going to get a couple loaves of that. So knowing that I was going to do that and knowing that Kringle candles are coming soon, I decided to skip, even though it wouldn't have cost me very much to get those couple of scents. Also, knowing that my lavender and speckle bins are out of control. I have 2 bins. They're not overly large bins, but I have 2 that are full of LNS. I need to make a dent. So, until I do, I need to be cut off. Hawaiian Delight. As you can see, well, this one's 2025. All of them? I thought maybe they were 2024. This is wild cherry, pineapple, and whipped coconut cake. Is this a single oil? Is this the blue Hawaiian oil? I don't know if that has coconut in it. But I get a good dose of that coconut cake. So I feel like maybe she added that. This one was okay. It was more heavy on the coconut cake than anything. And I wanted more of the cherry and the pineapple. And I wasn't getting a lot of that. I got some, but I wanted more. So that one is not a repurchase. Strawberry Crush. This one is Brazilian Crush 71, which is a Sol de Janeiro type. Strawberry Pound Cake and Pie Crust. This was nice. I like this one. This one's a softer scent. I did it in my bedroom. Very strawberry pound cake heavy. So you get more of that than you do the Brazilian Crush. So you get more of that sweet strawberry pound cake than you do like a nutty beachy vibe. But I liked it. Caramel dipped pretzels. This one's a favorite. It's a repurchase of mine. And will continue to be a repurchase because it's delicious. Toffee caramels, salty pretzels, sugar cookies, and beach marshmallow, which is what she calls her beach nights. It's so good, you guys. She has the beach nights and the gourmand elements in here mixed at the perfect ratio. It doesn't always work, but it does in this, especially when you're mixing in pretzel. It's fabulous, you guys. It's fabulous. Love this one, and we'll continue to repurchase that one. Caramel dipped pretzels. The ribbons, the ribbons, the ribbons. This was a snap bar, which I don't know if she's made those in a little bit, but I like them. Pink Sugar, Oceanside Air, and Coconut Calypso. So I think the Coconut Calypso may be like Bath & Body Works Pink Coconut Calypso, which they need to bring back because I love that scent. Pink Sugar, which is Aqualina type, and Oceanside Air. This one I did in my open space, and I could barely smell it. I smell it in the bag. And it's more heavy on that Oceanside Air than it is the other notes, but behind that is the coconut. I don't get a ton of Pink Sugar in here. This is from March of last year. And I find that her harder wax, which is what this was, holds up very well over time. So I think it was probably an AC flow issue. So I would probably pick this up again and just pick it up in a clam and see how it does. But definitely do it in my bedroom maybe. I'm not sure. But it was nice. Just very light. Sophisticated plus beach marshmallow cookies. So her beach marshmallow cookies is a favorite blend of mine. Her sophisticated, I want to say, is Angel Share. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Sophisticated plus beach marshmallow plus sugar cookie royale plus marshmallow clouds. There's some BMC in here. I have to admit, I'm not the hugest Angel Share fan. There was a blend, and I think it was from Beth, from Lavender and Speckles, that did it, where it was mixed with, actually it wasn't, it was Erica from Second and Spruce. What was it mixed with? I think it was mixed with another perfume dupe. I want to say Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but I don't think that was it. But she mixed it with something, and I actually really liked it. But normally, it's not my favorite. So that one, it was just okay. Obviously, I warmed it, I finished it, but just okay. Southbound, I did a sample of Apple Mango Tango. This was a freebie in an order. This is Mac Apples, pears, freshly sliced mango, fresh greenery, and tiger lily. I assume this is a single oil. This was okay. I feel like I like this oil and blends, but on its own, it was okay. I mean, it does have mango in it, and I'm not huge on mango, but it was okay, and it was a good performer. I did it in my bathroom. Her samples are always a really nice size, and I never have trouble smelling them. They always perform, always. Strawberry Seduction I did in a wax cake. So this one, when I first smelled it, I was like, oh, this is not going to perform very well. It's over a year old. So, you know, sometimes that happens. Sweet, especially with bakery. Sweet strawberry frosting, fresh baked sugar cookies, yellow cake, and fresh picked strawberries. So I sliced her up. I put it in the warmers. And she performed great. I don't know how that happens sometimes, but I could smell it through the whole life of the wax. In my open space, and her wax cakes are pretty large, so be prepared. If you're using the whole thing, be prepared to have a lot of warmers lined up. But if you ever seen any of my wax warmer tours, I have a lot of warmers, so no problem there. Check. This was great. I would definitely pick this one up again. Strawberry Seduction. It was pretty delicious. Really good strawberry scent. Noel's Farm Scents. Marshmallow and Mayhem. This was in one of my brittles. Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, Beach Evenings, and Cotton Candy. Beach Evenings is what Travis calls his beach nights. And his beach nights is beautiful, you guys. I love beach nights anyway. So across the board, I can't think of one on the top of my head, a vendor where I don't like their beach nights. But his is a little bit special. A little bit special. I really like Julie's from Sassy Girl Roma. She has hers made, so it makes sense. Hers is really lovely. But I really like Travis's. His has an extra scent note in it. I believe it's Ginger Blossom. It doesn't say on here because he doesn't have the notes from Beach Evenings on here. So this was really nice. And this was a really equal amount of the BMC and the Beach Nights, which sometimes they can kind of fight with each other because they both tend to be very strong. I don't know that I picked up cotton candy per se. I think it just lended to the sweetness of this scent overall. But the BMC and the Beach Evenings mixed together, this was beautiful. Definitely a repurchase for me. Really enjoyed that one. And this performed at about a medium in my open space. Shoreline Glow, another brittle. I love this size because this size is a perfect amount to use in my open space. And if you were with me at the beginning of time when I started YouTube a couple years ago, you know that I struggled with Noel's Farm Scents. Like, this was a vendor that I almost gave up. I kept trying because every vendor before I gave them up, if I struggled with them, I would try different things. And if I figured it out, then I figured it out and I continued to purchase from them. And if I didn't, then I stopped. I had some vendors along the way that just did not work out in my house, which, you know, it's a thing. Some vendors didn't work in my house, but they do work in others. And some do great in my house. And I am happy to report that Noel's Farm Scents is doing a lot better. I have learned that with this vendor, I need to use more wax. And I do. Not necessarily more per warmer, but I feel like I need more warmers to use his wax. Like, I need to spread the love. And then it does really well. And these brittles, which are smaller than like a Sassy Girl Aroma brittle, these are 5 ounces. It's the perfect amount to do in my open space. Like, this wax just booms with this amount in my space. And I can share it between my kitchen and my dining room and living room. So it's nice. Shoreline Glow. Is this one based on Amanda from Salt Mountain Melts? I can't remember. Let me know in the comments below if that's one of her. Because a number of vendors did a remembrance. Noel's Farm Scents was one of them. Second and Spruce was another. And I think Rose Girls was the third. They kind of teamed up and did like a remembrance. Well, they did 3 openings that included wax that were in memory of Amanda from Salt Mountain Melts, who passed away way too young. And so I'm wondering if this was one that was in remembrance of her, but I can't recall for sure. This is his beach evenings again with campfire marshmallow. This one's beautiful, you guys. Heavy on the beach evenings. It's beautiful. It almost smells like his beach evenings or his beach nights has a little bit of like a sandy element to it. There's definitely this extra little sweetness, kind of a pop of a little bit of a spicy element to it. I love his beach nights, and this just had that extra little smoky marshmallow note to it. This was beautiful. I would definitely get that one again. Heavy on the beach evenings, so you gotta like his beach evenings, but I do, as you can tell. Birdie's Making Sense, banana nut bread and sugar cookie royale and sweet and creamy. This was so cute. This was like little banana shapes. When she sold these, I was like, oh yeah, I have to pick those up. I know Bridget, the owner of Birdie's, she is cutting back on her restocks and how much wax she makes. Well, she's doing other things. This was nice. I did try to do this in my open space, and usually Birdie's puts out the scent, but again, could have been the AC. This one was a little on the lighter side, but a very like candy-ish banana. But you know me, I'm here for it. And then I did Officially Done. I love her names. Look at that spelling. She comes up with the greatest names. This is Peach Bellini and Beach Nights Marshmallow. So she calls her Beach Nights Marshmallow. I feel like everybody has a name for it. This was back from 2024, early in 2024. So 2 years old. And I was a little nervous about this one because if you know, you know. Peach. And then I thought, Peach Bellini with Beach Nights? I don't know. The shapes of this, I hope I took a picture. I bet I didn't. But they were like koi fish. She's another talented artist when it comes to wax. She makes a lot of like food shapes and stuff like that. But she also does some, you know, odds and ends shapes too. This was actually really good. Strong on the peach. She tempered down that Beach Nights so that it wouldn't overtake the peach and let the peach shine. And this did really well. I did this upstairs and I cut it into pieces and it lasted a long time. I was really shocked how much I actually liked that one because I'm not always a peach girl. And like I said, I was thinking, I don't know that sounds good together. It worked. The Pharmacist's Daughter, I have a lot. This video is going to be so long. I have a number because they were holding their pre-order this weekend. It will be done and closed by the time this goes up, and there will be one left. So if you're interested in getting anything from the Pharmacist's Daughter or requesting anything that they pour or go up for voting, do it soon because their last pre-order will be in August. I assume it'll probably be kind of like Christmas and winter scent heavy, but that will be it. So if you missed this last one, they did 4 for the year and then they're closing. That was pre-order number 3. So last one's coming in August. So I did a number of scents that I wanted to try out to see if I wanted more that were being offered in the pre-order, except for this one. This one wasn't being offered, but this one was just in my basket. This is Tropical Paradise. This is Pineapple Pina Colada and Coconut Cream Pie. This was so lovely. Yeah, pineapple coconut heaven. I mean, nothing extremely special, but at the same time, it smelled extremely good. Cotton Candy Overload. This was in the pre-order. I think everything else here, yeah, everything else here is in the pre-order or was in the pre-order by the time this goes up. Blue raspberry, cotton candy, pink cotton candy, and cotton candy frosting. This was really nice, but this was light in my open space. I didn't get a whole lot from it, which isn't shocking because it is a cotton candy scent. When I do find a cotton candy scent that does well, I can kind of attach myself to it because it's not usual that they blow you out the house. But needless to say, I did not buy more of that one. But that is Cotton Candy Overload. Blueberry Pastries. I actually really do love this one. But I wanted to try this in my open space again because I remember in the past, while this does really good upstairs, this did not do so well in my open space. So I thought I would bring it back out and see how it did to see if I wanted more of it. And I feel like they must have a lot of this oil or the oils that make this because I swear this was in all 3 pre-orders, which wasn't really supposed to happen with scents. But I'm telling you, I feel like this one has been in every one, or at least 2 out of the 3. So this is blueberry muffins, buttery vanilla, fresh dough, and sugared almonds. Yeah, this one's really, really lovely for a blueberry almond scent. The blueberry note is just scrumptious. Yeah, I really love this one, but again, it did not do the greatest in my open space. Could have been the air. Could have been the air. But I decided not to get more. I do think I have another souffle of it, so I will do it in my bedroom. But when it comes to souffles, I like to do my souffles down here, so I didn't pick up more. But I do really love that scent. I've probably named it a favorite in past videos because I really do love it. Cafe Crema. This one, I have rated 5 stars before. I really love this scent. But this one had their zucchini bread. And if you know, you know. I've had issues with the zucchini bread from TPD. Kind of going back and forth. Some I like, some I don't. Even to the point where I kind of like conspiracy theory, like maybe they have more than one oil. Because I'm like, why is it sometimes I buy the same scent and I don't like it the second time? I don't know. I don't know that to be the case. I could be totally wrong. I could be nuts. I've been known to be nuts before. But this has espresso, zucchini bread, marshmallow fireside, and marshmallow fluff. So like I said, I really love this one. So I thought, let me just pull this out. This is from July of 2025. And warm it up and see what I get. And see if I want more. Yeah, this one, the zucchini bread was a little tough for me in this one. It kind of has that little bit of a corn chippy smell. And I didn't love it this time around. So I tell you, I swear, either my nose has changed or the oil has changed. I don't know which one has happened. But I didn't get more. So that's Cafe Crema. Irish apple cake. I feel like this one's a pretty popular one. So I thought, let me go pull mine, see what I think. Mac apple, vanilla pound cake, and brandy custard. Now, I really love their rich and creamy, which is similar to this. I think rich and creamy is Mac apple birthday cake, maybe. I know there's a cake note. And French custard, and maybe one more note. So I thought, let me try this one. I still like rich and creamy better. And I stocked up on rich and creamy, but at the same time, this was really good. I really do like that brandy custard note, but like I said, I still love rich and creamy more. So I did not pick up more, but this is a really good scent. If you picked it up, let me know. Apple crisp pie. That was probably my favorite melt for the pharmacist order this week. This is Mac apple brown sugar pie crust, vanilla butter fudge, and whipped cream. I really like their vanilla butter fudge. It just makes everything smell better. I really liked it mixed with the apple. Yeah, it was really good. The apple shines in this as it usually does in blends because Mac apple is strong. And it performed really well, even with the air flowing. So that one was good. But even though I felt this one smelled really good and it was my favorite this week, I still did not get more. Because I felt like this is the kind of a scent I could get with other vendors, so not a problem. But I did stock up on Every Day is Halloween because Every Day is Halloween has my king cake in it. And king cake is not something that the other vendors make, not the same exact scent. So I don't know. I'll probably try to have someone dupe it and see, but that one I'm gonna miss. But basically it's king cake mixed with pumpkin souffle, and it's so good. So that one I stocked up on, and I picked up a couple of things which I said I'm not really doing with the pharmacist's daughter, but I picked up a couple of new scents because they were coffee scents. Did not include zucchini bread, and I know that I'm gonna like them because I love all their coffee blends. So I picked up a couple of those. So that's what I got. It wasn't too big of an order, but I did pick up 2 loaves of my Every Day is Halloween. Dessas. I did Baker's Dozen. I did a number of tiles this week. I was doing those in my bedroom. This is soft, chewy pretzel, deep fried cronuts, funnel cake, and powdered sugar. This one was strong. Yeah. Very strong. And I can't remember. Was this one that wasn't as strong in her old formula? There was something I tried in her old formula. It was similar to this name, but maybe not the same. This is over a year old. April, May it was poured of last year. Yeah, this one, it was okay. It was good. I enjoyed the scent, but I don't feel like I need it again. Sugared melons. This one I love. This is watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, sugar, and vanilla. It was a very sugary kind of candied melon scent. You do pick up a little bit of creaminess from the vanilla. It was perfect. It was perfect. I really enjoyed this one. I think I mixed this with another blend in one of her mini loaves, so I would get that one again. Also a good performer. And root beer float, this one, if you watch my haul video, I could not believe how authentic this smelled. Like, it literally smelled frosty to me. Frosty root beer, vanilla ice cream. I don't know why I have 2 stickers on it. It must have came out with something else. Frosty root beer, vanilla ice cream. That's it. House blend. I think this was on her most recent pre-order that just shipped out and should be in my hot little hands anytime now. This was great. Very authentic root beer. Probably the best root beer scent I've smelled in Vendor Wax, although Second Spruce has a pretty good one too, which I think she mixed with like campfire marshmallow, and I haven't seen back, but would love to see it back. But this was really good, and I think I did pick up more in her pre-order, hopefully, because I really like that. I also did pineapple frozen whip and orange kiss cupcake. This was a minis customs loaves where I mixed those 2 together. This was nice, but this one's kind of light. Usually I don't have any problem getting performance out of her mini customs loaves in my open space, which it seems just to be the perfect amount to do in this area. Her bars, which I have one, her bars I tend to have to do in my bedroom, but her mini loaves do great out here. This one was kind of light though, so I mean, it could be just the oils. Don't think I would do that one again, but the scent itself was quite lovely. This one's a favorite, Shipwreck Island. This one was her bar. Although I did do this one in open space and it did fine, because I knew that with these scent notes it probably would. So this is Beach Nights, Bonfire Bliss, Vanilla Voodoo, which is probably her most favorite blend, and Salty Sea Air. And Vanilla Voodoo has like, is it white birch or vanilla birch? I think it's white birch. I always want to say sandalwood because I think it smells like sandalwood. Is it sandalwood? I think I always want to say palo because it kind of smells like palo, but I think it's actually sandalwood. Anyway, whatever's in it, it's lovely. This has a little bit of smoky. This has a little bit of marshmallow. This has a little bit of saltiness, a little bit of freshness. It's just a perfect scent. It's a great summer scent. I could see it being a great end of summer scent. It's just perfection. I love the name of it. And it's a repurchase for me all the time. All right, guys, Rose Girls. Oh my gosh, we just hit an hour. Oh, we hit an hour. I've got a lot of Rose Girls here because I am pounding through my Rose Girls, and I am down. I'm getting down. I mean, I still have a good amount, but I was looking through my scents this morning, and I was like, you know what? I haven't purchased from Rose Girls since January, so we are in June. I haven't purchased from Rose Girls for 5 months. That's pretty good for me. And it's not because I didn't want to, because I still love Rose Girls. I gotta get my stash down some, because when I was looking at my inventory and realized I still have so many scents from 2024 to get to, I just don't have an excuse to keep buying from vendors that I know sometimes I have an issue when they get older. They don't, for me personally, it may not be your experience. I know Aubrey, she has great experience with older Rose Girls, but I do a lot of gourmands, and again, gourmands don't always hold up as well, and I find with Rose Girls, and I think a lot of it has to do with because her blends are cut. They're like little pieces, and I find I have better luck if I have like a loaf or something from her, because I also get the same wax from Macaron, her mom, and I get it in loaves, and it holds up sometimes several years. So I really feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that hers is all chopped up. I do. I mean, I could be double bagging them, but I get good performance from a lot of wax that I did not double bag, and still it's the same age. So I don't know. Regardless, I do still get some that hold up well over time. But I really want to get through most of my Rose Girls, use up what I have, and then buy as I want. You know what I mean? So, like, if she releases some scents for summer, in the summer, then I want to just go in and buy maybe, like, 5 bags of wax, and then warm through that 5 bags. All right, so I did Preppy. This is strawberry pound cake, raspberry, and coconut. Boom Boom, which is Sol de Janeiro type. This was okay. It performed at about a low medium. I got the gourmand element in there. I got a little bit of that, what is it? Her oil, I think is raspberry coconut together. And I didn't get a ton of Boom Boom, but a little bit I got. You take the cake. Strawberry jam, strawberry white cake, toasted coconut, and yellow cake. So this one was mostly strawberry bakery. I really did not pick up the coconut, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I like the strawberry jam, and I like the strawberry white cake in here. So I thought that one was good. I would probably repurchase that, but only if I was going to warm it fairly soon. Dark Kisses at the Beach. I think I've done this one before. Dark Kiss, which is a Bath & Body Works type. Vanilla Sandalwood and Beach Nights. I think this one's a really good blend from Jenny. Yep. It's a decent performer, about a medium in my open space. Had no problem with it performing in this area. And I would definitely get that one again. Pink Pony Club. Love the name of this one. Jenny is really good at naming her stuff. Tangerine Gelato, fresh picked strawberries, and Charosa 59, which is Delecia Drench, which is also a Sol de Janeiro type. Yeah, I like this one. This one's nice. This one was more like a background scent. It is from March of last year. But I got the drench in this pretty well. I mean, again, it was like a background scent, so it was soft. But it was also one of those scents where you like walked out of the room, you came back and you found it. But you would become nose blind while you're sitting in it. But it obviously was still there. That one I would probably pick up another bag of. Sandcastles. Rio Radiance. Apparently I was in my Sol de Janeiro element. So, again, another Sol de Janeiro type. And Sun and Sand, which is Yankee Candle type. So, I will say, when it comes to Sun and Sand from Yankee, which is a favorite scent of mine, but now I have Kringles, although I don't know if they're going to bring it back because it was a country candle and we haven't seen it transition. But their Sun and Santal smells a lot like Yankee Candle's Sun and Sand. So when I saw that Jenny had it in vendor wax, because it's a very potent candle, very strong performing candle, which you know, sadly does not much exist in the Yankee world these days. Although Kringle's version, let me tell you, it will punch you in the head. It's so strong. This Sun and Sand oil is not very strong. Everything I've tried it in from Jenny, I can barely pick it up. So I got the Rio Radiance. And I did get some of the Sun and Sand, but it's never very strong. Which I just find kind of funny because, like, it's such a strong scent in Yankees. Sunset in July. This was one of her chunk bags. And I love her chunks. They're so pretty. And she doesn't do them a lot. Cherry Berry Punch, Blue Hawaiian, Satsuma, and Pineapple. This was Fruit Heaven. Oh, I loved her Cherry Berry Punch. I love that oil. It's so strong. Yeah, this one's a good one. I love all the bright fruits in that. I would pick that one up again. Sunset in July. Okay, guys. Last vendor, and then we'll go over the candles quickly. Macaron Wax Melts. They're also closed, but this is Jenny's mom. So Jenny's from Rose Girls. This was her mom. She's the original Rose Girls. Her name was Kathy, but she is retired. Strawberry Cookies on the Beach. This was a big bag. Both of these were big bags of her macaron shapes. And both of these did very well. This is from October of 2024. Both of these are, I must have bought them at the same time. Strawberry Pound Cake. Did I say Strawberry Cookies on the Beach? Strawberry Pound Cake, Royal Sugar Cookie, and Beach Nights. So good. So good. You get a very good dose of the Strawberry Pound Cake and the Beach Nights. I'm not sure that I really pick up the Sugar Cookie in this, but I got all the SPC, I got all the Beach Nights, and it performed great. It was strong. I did several warms because this was like her, I was going to say 1 pound bag, but it's actually a half pound, 8 ounce. And I think she sold those for like $10 or something like that. It's half pound of wax. And then I did her Parisian Yuletide Confections. This one ended up being a pretty popular one. Why am I hearing like a bird that sounds right outside my window? Like he's got a nest going on right on my window. So this is Celebrate the Season with the Delightful Charm of Paris, where sweet treats and festive cheer come together. So this basically was Sweet on Paris from Bath & Body Works. And she mixed this with something. I almost want to say 3 cakes, but I'm not sure that's what it was. It was some kind of bakery that she mixed it with. Which Sweet on Paris kind of has a bakery element on its own. This is so delicious. I don't think I bought any more of this, but I kind of wish I had. Maybe I have something. But this one was really good. It became really popular. People really loved it. Sweet on Paris is one of those scents from Bath and Body Works that they took away that people love, and they just don't bring it back. All right, guys, my candle has finally set. So let's talk candles. We'll start with Homeworks. I did strawberry glaze cupcake. How pretty. You know I like to show Homeworks labels. How pretty is that pretty baby? So this has notes of sweet strawberries, vanilla cupcake, coconut creme, and whipped buttercream. That's interesting because I don't remember smelling coconut at all. This to me reminds me a whole lot of Bath & Body Works strawberry pound cake. And strawberry pound cake is fairly, I know it doesn't seem like it's fairly new, but I think that was created by Bath & Body Works. Maybe 2020. I feel like I looked it up. 2019, 2020. So that was after Harry Slacken's years at Bath & Body Works. So that's not his scent. But this smells like it reminds me a lot of SPC. And it was good. I don't really pick up this coconut note, like I said. But this was pretty scrumptious. So I think if you like strawberry pound cake from Bath & Body Works, you would like this too. I would say this through decently. It wasn't overly strong. It is a 2021 pour. So a little bit older. And it's been sitting in my stash for a little bit, so that probably helped as well. But I would say the throw on it was about a 6.5. I did do it in a hurricane. The performance as far as the burn was pretty good. It was decently clean, a little schmutzy, but not bad. Decently clean for a soy blend candle. Didn't have any wick problems. It could burn a little hot if you let it go too long. Sometimes I had to catch myself because sometimes that happens. Hurricane did catch some soot, so I mean that happens with the best of candles. But I was pretty pleased with it. I think I have another in my stash, so I'll get into this again and won't mind it a bit. But I'm kind of on a hiatus from purchasing Homeworks, so probably not going to be a repurchase anytime soon. I'll probably, when it comes to Homeworks, stick to like fall and winter staples that I love. Maybe a summer one here or there. But I have a lot of Homeworks in my stash, so I'm kind of chilling out on my Homeworks buying because I keep them all in bins and they're stacked up high, and I don't need more right now. I need to get through them. Bath & Body Works. I did a blend candle, champagne toast and fresh orange. I will tell you, I'm not much of a champagne toast kind of girl, but as you can imagine, fresh orange pulled me in. And I do like fresh orange from Bath & Body Works. It doesn't tend to be a real strong thrower, but I do like that candle. And I do think they brought it back. Wasn't it last SAS or the SAS before that? They brought it back. And I did pick up another, but I had an old one in my stash. I think, did I have that in Empties recently? I don't even remember. Everything just kind of flows by. So this is bubbly champagne, sparkling berries, fresh orange. You can see my wicks moved. I don't know if you can see at the bottom, because that's why there's so much wax in here, because I finished it up in my crock. This one actually did really good. I got to my halfway point. You know, that's when my Bath & Body Works tend to go rogue. So I got to my halfway point. I burned it till there, and she started to get a little schmutzy and dirty as far as the wax, and that's when the scent starts to change. And I was enjoying the throw on it. I was enjoying the scent because I was mostly getting the orange. The champagne toast just kind of added this like effervescent fizzy pop vibe to it. I was loving it. I was like, this is doing great. It's throwing great. I moved it around. It did good in my kitchen, especially in my kitchen. It also did good in my dining room, but again, especially in my kitchen. But as I said, halfway through, I put it in my crock. I think I lamped this one too. So lamped it a couple times, crocked it a few times. That's why the wicks have moved, because that's what happens. They come unglued at the bottom when you put them in the crock, because it warms from the bottom up. Just a delicious scent. There's not much left to it as far as scent, but I love this. And I went a little hog wild on these blend candles from this year, from this release, which was in 2022. So I have a number of these. And I have a number of the, trying to drop it, Market Peach and Strawberry Pound Cake. So you'll see these go in and out of my Empties videos because I love them, and I have a number. I would say the throw on this was about a 7. I was pretty pleased with it, and can't repurchase because it's not available, but I would definitely get fresh orange again. Kringle Country Candle line. I did coconut and blueberry tart. This is the one I was waiting to set. I actually probably have another burn. I was thinking today's burn was going to be the last, but I still have a little bit of wax in there. Maybe I'll just go ahead and throw it in my crock and finish it out. So does this have scent notes on it? No, it does not. But this smells basically like a blueberry coconut candle. I don't really get a bakery element from this, even though it has a picture of like a tart. I don't really get like that crust note. I don't know if there was a crust note in scent notes, but it's very strong on the blueberry and then a little bit of the coconut. But yeah, you gotta like blueberry because it's strong on the blueberry element. It kind of has like a little bit of a tart sour tone, but in a good way. I know sometimes when you say sour, it doesn't sound great, but in a good way, I promise you. I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen this transition over to the Kringle line because I thought this one was popular. Maybe not, I don't know. But I will say the first time that I burned this, back when it was first released, probably a couple years ago. Does this have a pour date? Kringles tend to wear off 2023, so I think that's when it was probably released. That sounds about right. I got the large candle and I burned it and it wasn't very strong. It really didn't throw for me well at all. Happy to say that this one did pretty darn good. So it may have helped that it sat in my stash for a little bit. I would say the throw in this one was probably about a 7. I was pretty happy with that because my last one that I did was probably about a 5, if that. And I threw it in a crock and everything and it didn't help it. So that was a little disappointing because I love the fragrance. But this one did a lot better. So I'm glad about that because I think I have 1 or 2 more of these in my stash. The burn, as usual, was super clean. Look how clean that wax is. Oh my gosh. One thing I do love about this ring light, guys, is you can actually see my candle. A little bit of schmutz, a little bit of soot build up right there. But overall, it's pretty clean. Very happy with the burn. The wicks burned really good on this. I know some of the country jars have been giving us problems, me included, as far as the burn. But this one was kind of one of those burns that it was kind of like your happy medium. It wasn't burning too hot. It wasn't burning too slow. Not too low. Not puny. It just was a very happy burn, which is probably why I thought it was going to be the last burn. And it isn't quite. So I'll finish this up. Like I said, I might just throw it in my crock and finish it that way. But that's a good one. If you have burned or warmed this one, let me know what you think of it. And then probably my favorite candle this week. Alexa, if you're out there, I know you don't like this one, but I do. This is from the Gift Gala shop. This is Toasted Tides. A little hard to see the label. She has put a little bit of color on her labels, so actually I'm probably going to put the last of that. Although, oh no, it has a little bit of scent. Not too strong though. I was going to say I'll probably put the last of that in my crock too, because this one burned really well too. It was kind of the same kind of burn. It was a very happy medium. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too low. It wasn't puny, anything like that. And it just seemed to last forever. So this one has notes of, can I see it? And I need this jar too because I have 1 more refill candle that I got to do. So I'm going to reuse this jar. This is, in fact, I think it's Toasted Tides that I saved to put in it because I love this so much. I bought another. I think it says Salted Air Toasted Marshmallow. Sun-warmed driftwood and glowing embers. It's kind of hard to see because the candle jar is a little schmutzy from the residue of the soy wax. And so it's kind of hard to see. But I believe that's what it says. So this reminds me kind of like a smokier version of Beach Nights. It doesn't have like that body care vibe per se. But it more has like that relaxing, smoky, emberish. But still has that pretty vibe in that type of way. I love this. I don't know what it is about it. But every time I smell it, I'm like, I need more, I need more, I need more. I love it. I know this and Midway Magic went out for voting to become part of the permanent lineup. I know Midway Magic made it. I don't know if this one did too because I kind of would like to have seen both of them go up. So I don't know if this made it. I haven't had a chance to check, but I love this. Great performer. I would say this threw at about a 7.5 for me. Great performance as far as burn. It was pretty clean. No, yeah, I don't know with the residue. It's so funny, but that doesn't bother me. There's a lot of it there too. But no really, lots of soot or anything like that. It was a pretty clean burn. I did burn this quite often in a hurricane just because I wanted to kind of pump up that smell a little, but I love it. Like I said, Alexa hates it. She doesn't like it. I can't remember what she says she doesn't like about it, but she doesn't like it. But I do. I loved it. I didn't have any problems with the wicks. I know some people have issues with the wicks, but I didn't have any problem. They didn't move on me or anything like that. So I had a good experience. That was Toasted Tides. That was lovely. I think Amy from Beloved Fragrance Finds, she likes it. So me and her were in the same court on that one. All right, guys, let's talk favorites. So retail wax, it's not really a favorite to talk about. Vendor wax, I guess we have some favorites here. Number are repurchases. I have a few new. So repurchase on strawberry cookies on the beach. I may be getting this mixed up with strawberries on the beach because I feel like I know I've definitely had her strawberry pound cake and beach nights. I don't remember if the cookie note was in it or not. So I may be getting them mixed up. Also repurchased Dessa's Shipwreck Island. Great performer. Lavender and Speckles caramel dipped pretzels. So delicious. So those were my repurchase favorites. And then my new favorites. I was loving on this Rocky Tile Waxworks Slush Puppy. Just a simple, fruity vibe, but I loved it. And it was such a good performer. Dessa's Root Beer Float. Again, a simple vibe, but loved it. Another simple one, Sugared Melons. So I will definitely buy those again. Knowles Farm Scent Shoreline Glow. Was this an Amanda scent? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know why I think it is, but it could be. But I love that. The Beach Evenings was beautiful. Macaron Wax Melts Parisian Yuletide Confections. Love that Sweet on Paris note. L3 Waxy Wonders Fizzy Poppy Tangerine. That was just a fun scent. And Sassy Girl Aroma's a White Worm. So fun. That was a fun, good scent. All right, let's talk candles. So I have favorites in my candles. Obviously, you could tell what my favorite was, I think. But the coconut and blueberry tart was a repurchase anyway. I really did like that strawberry. All the candles were good. All the candles were good. But if I had to pick one, it would be Toasted Tides because I love this. So much so that I repurchased. I picked up her refill. So this jar is about to be emptied and it's going to be refilled with the same scent. All right, guys, that'll do it from Empties this week. I can see that I'm on an hour, almost an hour and 25 minutes. So by the time I edit, this will still be over an hour. Sometimes I regret once I see how long my video is that I didn't split it up. But I felt like I only had 4 candles. I did talk about them pretty quickly. So I guess I shouldn't regret that I added them. I think this one is really long because I let my wax go for 2 weeks before I filmed them. That's my regret. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you've been getting into this week, what your favorites have been, what your favorite vendor has been. If you've tried a new vendor and you're loving it, let me know. If you've got a new candle favorite, let me know. If you're trying a new candle company and you're loving it, let me know. Let me know all the things. Are you looking forward to the fall candles? Are you looking forward to SAS? By the time this goes up, Bath & Body Works SAS will have already started. But if you picked up some goodies from SAS, let me know what you got in the comments below. I do think I'm going to pick up a couple of candles from SAS. Toasted Coconut Eclair is coming back. I do have the white jar with the glass lid in my stash still. But I will probably pick up 1 or 2 of that. And there's something else that I think I'm going to pick up. I think Honolulu Sun. I don't remember getting that in a candle. I think I may have it in a single wick because it was a tester for a wallflower. But I don't remember that being in candle form. I know I've had it in soap. But I think I'm going to pick up one of those. There might have been one more. But everything else, yeah, I could care less about. So I'm not that jazzed about SAS. I usually don't get that jazzed about the summer SAS anyway. And honestly, everybody seems to buy up everything at my store because everybody's like rich in this community or something. I don't know. But there's like never any goodies left over. Like you guys go out and you post these hauls and they're fantastic of these insane crazy deals. Like $6, $7 candles. And so much has been left over from prior seasons. So you find all these good deals. Not here. Those candles, either my store doesn't get them because I know they send some to the stores too. My store just doesn't get them. I don't know. But a lot of times they'll get like one candle that they will mark 75% off. And it's always a scent that nobody wants. So it just sits there. I don't get those kind of deals. So it's never really that exciting to me. I do like the winter version better. But yeah, the summer. By time SAS is about to be over, I'm so ready for it to be over. Actually was ready for it to be over like a couple weeks before it's over. But if you're happy about it, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I may look for some good soap deals. Not that I need soap, but sometimes I find some good wallflower deals. I don't know. I'll probably check into it, but I do think I will pick up a couple candles for sure. Because I do look out for like the new candle blends. So Honolulu Sun is on my list. Toasted Coconut Eclair is on my list. And I think there's a third one that I was looking at earlier online. And I can't remember what it was today. I don't think it was a new one. I think it's a repackage because a lot of them are. But I don't remember what it was. But anyway, guys, as always, in the comments, let me know all the things. And I will see you next video, guys. Have a great day.